Hello everyone, hope that you're doing well today. And in this video, I'm going to be heading into the garden and I have a couple of things that I want to harvest, and I'm going to be making my own frozen herb cubes. And I have this container with a lid, and it's essentially going to be for when I go and cook foods in the skillet or in the crock pot. And I have this little frozen cube that has a bunch of flavors in it, and it's just something to be able to add into your dish. And so I'm gonna make that, and we'll go ahead and get right into it. This morning I also made some of the cinnamon banana muffins that I made in my other video, and these are so good. I made a double batch, and yeah, they're super good. So here is the spinach. It is pretty small, but the reason that I wanted to harvest some now is because they recommend to do that while the leaves are still small, but they're okay to harvest still. They say that it's good to do that to continue the growth. And then over here are the garlic chives. I'm getting rid of some of the deadish looking leaves, and then I was harvesting as well. And this is the German winter thyme. I have a lot of it inside already as well, but a lot of it is dried out, and I wanted some fresh thyme, so this is perfect. So everything in the greenhouse is growing very well, and I am just so pleased and happy with how everything is turning out. Here are some of the radishes. We've got some broccoli growing right here. Maybe he's coming up, not sure. And then right there. And then these are buncheon onions. Some of the squirrels have tried to come in here and disturb the soil, and what's really cool is I've been putting mulch everywhere, and it's been helping out with the squirrels coming and trying to dig up the soil, and I'm really happy that it's been working. And here we have a snapdragon flower growing. I did not plant these. It just started growing, I guess, from a plant that I had earlier this year, I believe it was. And then this is the Johnny Jump Ups. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. I can't fully remember. They were growing in here, so hold on, this might be the sign. Yeah, Johnny Jump Ups. That's kind of hard to see because they were growing in here, and then I guess another plant just came over here, a seed planted in. Yeah. And then well, actually it didn't grow in this pot, it was in a different pot, and I transplanted it in here. That's what it was. And then Swiss chard is growing right there. That is the cilantro. I thought this was cilantro, and then I realized it's not. I can tell because the leaves, at first I thought it was, but it's not. It's just, it looks too weird. And then up here is the bok choy. I know I got 2 in each of these pots. I think I am going to wind up transplanting them. I got to go and get some more soil. And then up here is some parsley growing, and then this is the other parsley plant that I've had growing for a while now. So yeah, everything is growing really well. And then I don't know how much more longer this is gonna last, but this is the snow peas. I have one growing there, and I have another one growing right here. And this plant got a little bit out of hand. I did not think it would get this big, but here it is. very tall, and all of this up here is going to be new seeds. So it is seeding like crazy, which I think is pretty cool. I forgot the name of the plant, but yeah, it just started growing. But hopefully I can get some peas on here. Oh look, there's one right here growing before it gets too cold out. So that will be pretty cool to see. And then this is the other snapdragon flower that is growing insane. Again, I didn't plant these. They just started growing. The wind must have taken the seeds and just came over here. It's pretty neat. And then over here is the spinach. I do plan to plant more spinach. The squirrels really were digging in that. And then the carrots were growing here, but the squirrels really dug in this soil, so I have to plant some more seeds. Over here is cabbage. Yeah, there are 2 different ones. I'm gonna have to move one into a different pot. And then over here, everything's starting to regrow again. The sage is actually starting to come up now, which I'm happy about. And the lemon balm right there, he's trying to come up, but this stuff, the bergamot, wild bergamot, it took over. But yeah, and then over here, nothing's growing yet. I did try to plant some lettuce, but I'm not having any luck yet. So I'm probably gonna have to plant some more seeds. And then this is the Brussels sprouts coming up, which is really cool. I've never grown these before, so we'll see how that goes. This guy was supposed to be more over there, but I'm not sure how it got over there. It could have been a squirrel. And this is the kale that I cut off because it was getting destroyed by bugs. And then it's cool because now more kale is trying to come and grow off of the stem. So maybe something will come out of that. But if not, I'm gonna replant some more kale. I did try to plant some more kale right here, but nothing came up. I don't know what that is. Something's trying to come up right there. And then I did plant a leek here. I'm pretty sure that's what this is. I'm hoping that's what that is, and not the garlic chives just flying over here and taking over the whole garden. And I also have another leek that was supposed to be coming up and growing here. But nothing's happening yet, so I will also plant some more seeds. I plan to do that sometime soon because I need to plant more carrot seeds. And I also want to plant some seeds in here because I don't have anything right there yet. And yeah. Okay, so I've gotten everything that I am going to be using for inside of the cubes, and I'm going to be having thyme, garlic chives, a little bit of spinach, I don't have too much, and I also have some garlic, and I have everything washed and clean. And so what I'm going to be doing now is chopping everything very finely. I don't have like a food processor or like a chopper or anything like that, so we're going to go ahead and just do this right on the cutting board and try to chop it as finely as we can. Okay, and then as I'm done chopping things up, I'm gonna go ahead and put it into a bowl. And we'll eventually be adding butter and olive oil, and we're gonna be mixing all of that together and slowly then gonna ahead and put it into our trays. So the next thing I'm gonna cut is the spinach. Okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and get all the leaves together. Okay, and then the next thing I'm going to be focusing on is the thyme. And so the way that I'm going to do this is I'm just going to pull all of the leaves off the stem and place it on the cutting board, and then at the very end I will go ahead and chop this up as finely as I can. Because everything is so wet, I am making a mess, but it's alright, we'll get through this. Okay, so I got the thyme all chopped very fine, and after this I'm going to do the garlic, and I'm going to do the garlic a little bit differently instead of cutting it. So I'm going to use this grater, and all I'm going to do is just take my garlic and go like this and just put it right into the bowl. Okay, so after I've gotten everything into this bowl, I am going to be grabbing another bowl. I have this bowl right here, and I'm going to be taking olive oil and some butter, and what I'm going to be doing is, so my ice cube tray is pretty deep, and it's pretty big, so I want to make sure that I put enough oil and butter so that everything can be combined well. And so because there's 6 slots, I'm going to do a tablespoon of olive oil for each slot. So I'll do 6 of them. And then I'm gonna do, because you need soft butter, it doesn't need to be melted. And so I'm gonna do, I might wind up doing this whole thing. And I wanna do around 6 tablespoons of butter so that everything is even. And we'll have a mix of butter and olive oil. Now, when it comes to making this, you don't have to do it exactly the way that I'm doing it. You could do more parts butter, less olive oil, or more olive oil, less butter. It doesn't matter. You could even do all butter, no olive oil at all, or even just olive oil, olive oil and no butter. But I want to do a mix, and I also don't want to use all of our butter, so I'm going to do like a half and half kind of mix. And so I'm going to go ahead, and I think I'm going to do the olive oil first. I'm gonna go ahead and grab a spoon, and I'm just gonna mix the butter and olive oil together. So I have everything mixed together, well, the oil and the butter, and it will still kind of, I guess you could say, like kind of chunky still, which is fine. And what we're gonna do is get the herbs and put them into this mixture. Okay, and then I'm gonna give all of this a really good mix. If you want to this mixture, you could add some seasonings. You could add salt, pepper, you know, onion powder, whatever. If you really want to, you can. For mine, I'm not going to, because I'm not really sure what I'm gonna wind up making. And this is my first time doing something like this, so kind of want to see what it tastes like as it is when I go and start cooking with it. So now I'm going to go ahead and get everything into this tray. Okay, so they definitely didn't fill all the way up, which is fine. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put the lid on. And then what you can do if you have more to make, but you only have one tray, is once these are frozen, you can put them inside of a bag and then have the tray available for something else. So there we go. I like that this has a lid. It's very nice. And then to make sure that these are completely frozen, I am going to let them in the freezer, let them sit in here overnight. After I was finished with everything, I decided to clean up. I wanted to wipe up the counter, and I do the dishes here in a bit. And before I do, I make some coffee. And so we have some coffee beans. It's hazelnut flavor, I think is what it is. And I've had it for a little while now because no one else in the household likes it. So um, it's something that I will drink here and there every once in a while. I'm not a big coffee drinker, but I don't know. I was really in the mood on this day to drink some. I think it was because it was pretty windy and cold outside, and I really just wanted something to warm me up. And so this is just the way that I make the coffee if we do have beans that we need to grind up, because sometimes we'll already have ground up beans and it varies on what we get sometimes. And so I'm just pouring it into this funnel, and I accidentally got a little bit more than I wanted to make, but it's okay because it really wasn't even that much. I do like to put milk and sugar in my coffee. I do like a generous amount of milk because I don't like dark coffee at all. I don't like the flavor or taste of it. And I really like to add caramel into my coffees, but I know that's not always the best thing for you. A bunch of sugar and stuff in your coffees, and so I sometimes will just go for a tea rather than a coffee. And so I'm just putting all of the dishes away. And recently I have been keeping up with the dishes in a way that I was mentioning before in my other video. I think it was in my homemaking tips video. I forgot which one because I think I made another one as well kind of recently. But I mentioned that I wanted to start doing the dishes at night and put the dishes away in the morning. And if anything, I am keeping up with the dishes at night versus always putting the dishes away in the morning. I may not always do that, but it's okay because sometimes I don't have a lot. And since I knew that I was going to be using some bowls and dishes this night for when I was making those cubes, those ice cubes, herb ice cubes, I don't know what you want to call them, when I was making them. And so I thought, okay, yeah, this is a good night to do some dishes, because some nights there's only like one or two plates in the sink, and I don't even really care about them sometimes. Like, I feel that if I don't have a lot of dishes to do, that sometimes I don't always feel the need to do it. And I prefer to wear gloves when I do dishes because it will affect my hands. Like, my hands will get very dry and it does become uncomfortable. So usually when I do dishes, I like to just make sure I do them once. And so that's kind of like another reason as well. But this is essentially it for today's video. I just got some cleaning and organizing done at the end, just putting away the dishes and cleaning everything up and getting the sink cleaned up. I really like the Brillo pad that I'm using. It's the I forgot the name of it. The Scrub Daddy stuff or whatever it's called. I don't know which one it is, but it's a really good quality. And so, thank you for watching and have a good one, and bye-bye.